Hi guys, welcome back to the Cwtch Witch. Today's video is a walkthrough of the Heaven and Earth Tarot by Jack Sephiroth and Jaymi Elford. So I did have this deck before. You may have actually seen my old video on it, which is now deleted from the channel. I used to have it in the box in the small size, but the guidebook that came along with that was one of those ones where it's only in English for the first few pages and then the rest is in a different language, and I didn't feel like it was very in-depth and I sort of struggled a little bit with the meaning of the cards, so I sent that one back and got the big one instead. So it is a low Scarabeo deck still, and we'll look at the book at the end. But these are the cards, and we are joined today by Kalua because she won't get off my desk. Every time I try to move her, she just jumps back up. So I'll move that over there. Put this here and then move that down. Right, okay. So this is the cover card that comes with this Low Scarabeo deck. This is the full card. I usually always take these out and use them as bookmarks. So as you can see, it's pretty plain background and with stars, like faint stars on it. So it's not a distracting back card, but I'll move that out the way because I'm not going to put it back in the deck. So what's interesting about this deck in particular is that it does actually have little symbols all around it. So it's got like astrological symbols, it's got elemental symbols and things like that. So it's pretty cool. And the minors have like keywords and key phrases on them as well. So it's quite an intuitive reader that way. But because this is a darker style deck, this is one that I want to use for kind of more wintry readings, so like that I would use from Savin through to probably roundabout in bulk. And before anybody says anything, because I'm Scottish, I don't say Samhain because in Scotland it's actually pronounced Savin. So that's what, oh my god, the other cat's coming now. Loki, you sit down. So yeah, I do say Savin and I say Beltina as well instead of Beltane, but it's just the way that things are pronounced different in Scotland. Okay, why are you two conspiring against me and you don't want me to do this video, do you? Can you go and sit down, please? Loki, you're blocking my light. Loki, move. If I move you down, you'll stay down at least. Okay, so let's get into it. So we have the Fool. And the Fool has all of his normal sort of his little pack here with his rose and his companion. All the same kind of things that you would normally see in an RWS deck. The Magician. He looks like a very westernized version of Jesus to me. I don't know if that's intentional, but he does. But he's got all of his tools, the flowers that are normally there, and the limnus, whatever this is called, I can never remember. I'll just call it the sign of infinity. The High Priestess. So she's still got her two towers, that's not the right word, or columns at the side of her here. Instead of her having a veil behind her, she has a camel, which I think's amazing. And you can see like these little symbols here, you can see them quite often through the actual cards as well. So there's something here, and like we'll see it as we go through. So obviously here you can see the sign of the female. So this is the Empress, and she's not pregnant and she doesn't have kids around her, but you still get that nurturing growth feeling because you've got all this foliage behind her, and then you've still got the wheat down the bottom here. 5 is the Emperor. 5? No, it's not 5 though, is it? It's 4. I always get mixed up the way I count them. Anyway, the Hierophant. You can see he's got like all the elemental symbols on his columns, and then there's symbols here as well, and he's still got his keys. The Lovers. I think this is a really romantic looking Lovers card. I don't know why. I just really enjoy it. The Chariot. My daughter's curtains in our bedroom are the same as these, only they're pink. Strength. The Hermit. I like this hermit. He's very mysterious. The Wheel of Fortune. Justice. And see, she's got the giant sort of symbol behind her. I know that's one of the astrological symbols, but I can never remember what they are. The only one I can ever remember is Gemini because it's the twins. I can remember Pisces because I know that's a fish. And then, so that's like that weird water symbol. And then, or is that Capricorn? I can't even remember. And I always remember Sagittarius, obviously, because that's my sign. And then we've got the Hanged Man. And there's an Ankh here as well. This has to be one of my favourite death cards in any deck. I don't know if it's just because it's very dark and sort of, this is sort of a more foreboding feeling devil. But I really do like this devil card, and I love that this horse has red eyes and looks a bit evil. Temperance. A card I will never understand no matter how many times somebody explains it to me. So when it comes up in my readings always suck. The Devil. Tower. Star. The Moon. I thought this was interesting that it doesn't have that weird lobster thing that it usually has. It's got like this scarab beetle flying creepy ass thing that you know you wouldn't want in your bedroom. The Sun. And the sun's got all the astrological symbols round about it. Judgment. And then we're into, oops, hang on, there's two cards stuck together. Where is my world? And we have the world here. So that's all the majors. And then into the minors, then we have the Ace of Wands. And like I said, these cards have like keywords or key phrases at the bottom of them, so it can be it can be read intuitively if that's how you tend to read anyway. But I can read intuitively, but I still like to read the book to see what the book says. So this is why I don't read for other people, because I always use the book. So 2 is Dominion. 3 is Established Strength. And I meant to say as well, each of the suits obviously is a different element. So we've got the little fire symbol down here for fire, and then it has the other symbols around about too. So 4 is Perfected Work. I think this one's nice. It's different compared to what you normally see. You normally see like the 4 wands and people like celebrating or having some sort of gathering. I just quite like the way that this one's nice and simple. 5 is Strife. So some of the keywords are perfect. Like for the 5 of Wands, Strife is exactly what I would think. But I know that there are cards, especially in the cups, that are kind of off for me. And then we've got Victory for the 6. Valor for 7. Swiftness for 8. So while that is a word I would definitely associate with 8, this is such a lazy 8 of Wands. I really, really don't like just seeing 8 wands flying through the air. And then it's Great Strength for number 9. 10 is Oppression. And then the Princess of Wands. She's gorgeous. I love all the fire round about her. And the Knight of Wands. This is actually one of my sort of soul cards, a card that I always feel. My favourite Knight of Wands is actually in the Light Seers Tarot. It's a woman playing on drums that are sort of on fire. It's amazing. But I love this depiction as well of the Knight of Wands. The Queen of Wands. She's got like her jaguar beside her. And the King of Wands with his big lion. It's Gorgeous. And then into the cups. So we've got ace. 2 is love, which sort of matches, yeah. And you've got dolphins here as well, which is quite interesting. 3 is abundance. 4 is blended pleasure. I don't agree with that. I usually sort of think apathy. Or boredom, something like that when I think of the 4 of cups, but that might just be my interpretation of it, but that's how I feel. So blended pleasure doesn't really work for me here. Loss and pleasure, again, that doesn't really work for me, but I don't know how I would explain it. Sort of looking on the negative side, you know, glass is half empty kind of thing rather than glass is half full. That's just the way I see that card. Pleasure for 6. 7 is illusionary success. That works for me because this card always sort of reminds me of, like, you know, that expression, jack of all trades, master of none. That's sort of how I see this card. 8 is abandoned success. Material happiness. And then perfected success. I love this card. I always do kind of like, I usually do like the 10 of cups. The 10 of cups and the 10 of pentacles, I usually really like. And then we have the Princess of Cups, and she's got her dolphin, and there's a swan up here as well. And instead of a fish coming out of her cup, there's a tortoise. Let me see. Has it got flippers or has it got feet? It's got feet, so it's a tortoise. And then the King of Cups. Not the King, the Knight. I can't read. Queen of Cups. And the King of Cups. Why is the King of Cups always half naked? I have found that in a lot of decks. Like ones that usually have sort of mixed nudity. The King of Cups is always either half naked or completely naked. The Celtic tarot is very graphic on the King of Cups, but yeah, it's another one. He's half naked. He's a very good looking king though, I guess. And then into the swords, we've got the ace. 2 is peace. Now, see, again, I wouldn't choose peace for the 2 of swords at all. Maybe choice, but definitely not peace, because you're not at peace usually with the 2 of swords. You're usually having to choose between 2 things. 3, sorrow. I have issues with the 3 of swords in most decks anyway. I suppose sorrow could work. Mental anguish is usually sort of where I go with the 3 of swords. 4, rest from strife. Definitely. 5, defeat. Loki, shh. My cat's talking to the birds. And then earned success. 7 is unstable effort. 8, shortened force. 9, despair and cruelty. Definitely feel despair in the 9 of swords. That's definitely one of the feelings I feel. And then 10 is ruin. Princess of Swords. She is gorgeous. She looks so ethereal. Knight of Swords. Definitely that. I can feel the quickness and is fast paced that you would normally see. Queen of Swords. Looking like her badass self. Oops. And then you have the King of Swords. And it actually looks like he's sitting in a chariot or a wheelchair or something. Oh, and that's usually the back card. Don't know how that got in the middle. And then finally onto the pentacles. So we've got Ace. 2 is harmonious change. I suppose that sort of works. I would usually sort of think balance. 3 is material work. 4 is earthly power. See, again, that for me, I would usually feel like possessiveness. 5, material trouble. 6, material success. Don't know how I feel about material success either, because that's sort of all about sharing, like, equality. So maybe equality would be a word I would think. Success unfulfilled for number 7. Number 8, prudence. 9, material gain. And then 10 is wealth. Princess of Pentacles. I love that she's got like it's like a foliage sort of scarf, which is really nice. King of Pentacles. Not the king, the knight. I really need to learn to read. Queen of Pentacles. And then finally the King of Pentacles. He's another one that's sort of sitting in like a chariot type thing. So that is all of the cards. And we'll have a look now at the book. So I'll bring you back out a little bit. Or a big bit. Right, Kalia, you're going to have to move. You're sort of in the way. Move your big butt. Ah! Sorry. Okay. So at the very start, you've got, it says part 1, the heaven and earth, and then you've got major arcana, the suit of cups, pentacles, wands and swords. Part 2 is the nature of tarot. So you've got, there's like a quotation here from the Bible, and then it's talking about the actual deck, and then down here you've got another quotation from the Bible. It's not a religious deck, but it's got sort of religious undertones through it. And then you've got unlocking the meanings of the heaven and earth tarot. How to use the descriptions of cards. So it's got section 1 as a description of the card's image. This gives you a basic description of what the image contains and will help you look at the card. Section 2 gives you many different ways to read the card in a broad sense. Referred to as heavenly interpretations, it gives you a wider perspective on the cards and possibly inspirations and food for thoughts on their deeper meaning. Section 3 decodes and symbolizes... No, it doesn't. Decodes the symbols seen in the card's title area, referred to as earthly interpretations. These guidelines also provide practical keyword meanings. Keywords have been created for the card when the card is upright and in the reverse, also known as blocked, mirrored, or shadows position. You do not have to apply all of these words to every reading. Let your intuition guide you into which one may be showing up in a reading. Section 4 includes 3 to 6 questions to ask yourself when working with the card. Journaling with tarot is a common practice and can help you to go deep into the meaning of the cards. Use this practice to come up with your own interpretations. Section 5 gives you ways to apply the transformative power of the card meanings to your life. Discover how the energies can evolve along the scale of positive and negative interpretations. This section could sometimes be considered as an advanced meaning, however, is born from the idea that the relationship between heaven and earth is not static, but ever-changing and mutable as life is. Energies are always parts of transformation or connection. So, as we saw when we went through the deck, the majors have all of their names, but then they don't have keywords because they've got the names on them. So with the major arcana, you do actually have a list of keywords here. So I'll go through them. So Fool is innocence, Magician is willpower, High Priestess wisdom, Empress nurturing, Emperor stewardship, Hierophant guidance, Lover's connection, Chariot victory, Strength power, Hermit introspection, Wheel evolution, Justice karma, Hanged man ordeal, Death transformation, Temperance healing, Devil excess, Tower destruction, Star hope, Moon mystery, Sun clarity, Judgment ending, and then finally you've got World unity. And it does also give you what the Hebrew letters are, because these all feature in the cards as well, and then it tells you what the Hebrew letter meaning is. And it also then on the next page gives you your astrological correspondences for each of the major cards. So what we have is we've got your image, heavenly interpretation, earthly interpretation, questions and transformation. So just like it said it would do, and you get about a page and a half for each, as well as a full colour picture of each of the majors. I don't know if it's the same for the minors. No. So with the minors, you get your let's have a look. So with your ace, because obviously it says Ace of Cups, you don't have a keyword, and it's the same with your court cards, you don't have keywords. So in this it gives you it. So like your Ace of Cups is emotional source, Princess dreamer, Knight lover, Queen confident, and or is it confident? Confident. And King of Cups is a counselor. And then you go into each of your cards, then it gives you the same descriptions. Not the same, but it gives you your descriptions, I should say. And then part 2, the nature of tarot. It gives you a little introduction to tarot and how it sort of came around. Structure of a deck, elemental, associations of suits and the court cards. And it gives you like, so your Princess of Cups is water of earth. Knight of Cups is water of fire, Queen of Cups is water of water, and King of Cups is water of air. And it does that like all the way through for all of your court cards. And then you've got using the cards, and then you've got some spreads, and then it talks about what to do with your first reading, and it's got a little bit of a conclusion at the back, and it's got space for personal notes should you wish to take them. So that was the Heaven and Earth Tarot. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. It'd be wonderful if you consider subscribing to my channel. And until next time, as always, I hope the cards are good to you. Bye-bye.